Hi everyone, it's V from Mingle Co, and today we have Lachie and Jess. Now you guys might be wondering who is Lachie and Jess. Lachie was the first person to buy a ticket for my first event this year in April. I think it was April that we did our first event.
Yeah.
And then we have Jess who attended the event, and Jess has given me a lot of feedback regarding what the needs would be of people attending our events, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So Jess and Lachie met at the event, yeah. Can I ask you like another question? I want to ask this question because I always kind of want to know what people, like, why did you buy a ticket?
I think when I just typed in Google, I think I did type in initially just speed dating, and then I went on an event, Eventbrite, and then it just came up, and I was like, oh, there's an event like it's friends speed dating for neurodivergent people, and I just really was interested. I went out of interest. I had no real particular goals when I went. So, yeah.
How about you, Lachie?
Yeah, I could say I'd never really had any particular goals or anything. I just was looking for friends and,
Okay.
I just got interested. And when I saw it, I was like, yeah, I may as well apply for this and see where it goes. So,
So you guys are a couple now. Well, you became a couple a few weeks after the event, right?
Yes. Middle of May. Yeah, we did. We definitely weren't expecting that to happen. Well, I certainly wasn't expecting to go to this event and then walk out with, a boyfriend.
I can say the same thing too.
Oh, that's awesome. Is it different to exploring relationships with neurotypical people than for two neurodivergents?
I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah. What would you say are the differences, or is it more things that you can relate to?
It's definitely more things we can relate to, like, for example, with Lachie, really relate, with certain traits that autistic people have. You get that, and it's like, he bounces off of me, I bounce off of him in that way, for example. The dynamic is different, but then when I met Lachie, it's like it felt like it all fit together.
Oh,
it did. Yeah.
Awesome.
Just, matched.
Wow. Okay. And so you guys have been together since May?
Yes.
Yeah, May. So 8-9 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, I've got a question for you, Lachie.
Go ahead. What
was it like growing up for you? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I could definitely say it was tricky because I had a lot of anxiety and, I had to have like speech, pathologists and that sort of stuff. And, it was really tricky growing up and, in school as well. I had to have a modified curriculum and had people come in and help me out. I had a place to where I can do homework and that sort of stuff. It was just really tricky to keep up on top of that sort of stuff as well. So,
did you feel supported at school?
Yeah, I did. I had a SSO or SSO that came in and she would be there, and then we'd go to her room and I could just work on that sort of stuff. And I had like help outside of work, school.
Yeah.
And that's that type of thing as well. So yeah, it was definitely tricky, finding a group of friends I could really, gel together and that sort of stuff. And
did you have friends? Like, did you end up meeting people?
Yeah, I did. It started off really rocky, and then it all of a sudden turns out that they had a disability as well. So we just got along really well, and ever since then we were just a tight group, and throughout high school, and so.
Oh, awesome. What about you, Jess? What was it like for you?
Yeah, growing up, very similar to what Lachie said. I had a lot of aid in school, and I was diagnosed when I was 7. It's just mum and dad noticed there just wasn't something right, how babies say their, first few babbling, it just didn't sound right. And, I was pretty diagnosed early. And, I think I was around 11 or 12 when I was told, I have this and a different way of thinking. I didn't really get a grip on having autism until I was like much older. It affected me definitely. Socially, I thought, but growing up now, I consider myself quite an outgoing person. I'm not afraid to talk to people. I'm not, but I certainly have my introvert moments. I do. It's all the kids when I was in the UK, because I'm originally from the UK. It's called infant school. They call it preschool here in Australia. And, my first day, I was just playing with Play-Doh, didn't interact with the kids, no nothing. This is what my mum has told me previously. And, all the kids would, sit there and laugh at me, why have you got, this adult next to me supporting me in these classes? And, I'll say some of it was traumatic, but it certainly was. It's never easy.
Did you feel supported though at school? Or through high school?
So my high school was a bit shaken up. It was so in the UK. It's called college, year 7 to year 10 to year 13. And I was already halfway through you call high school. High school I'd already done in the UK, which is from year 7 to year 9. And it was shaken up when all of a sudden me and my family had to move to Australia, which was in 2005. So imagine an autistic person dealing with change. A lot of people don't deal with change well. I certainly did, and I was only 15. So I had to start all over again here. I'd start in year 10, and I felt supported in school. Yes and no, but I feel like for people with autism, like mainstream school, there's no place. It's no place for them to feel safe, really. It's hard for anyone. I know quite a few people who got their kids in mainstream, and it's a constant struggle because there's no understanding there. There's no still support and advocacy for that side of things. It's all right. It's like if you go to a disability special school, it's like you'll get the support there. Mainstream, it's stuffed, really, I think. But here I was lucky, like Lachie. I had a room I could place in the building in the school I could go to do homework and that sort of thing. So the support was continual for me through high school. It was, and I'm surprised I made it all the way to year 11. I did so because
And did you? And you were supported by your family, both of you guys?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
That's good to have.
Yeah, very supportive families.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you just work?
Yes, I do. Yeah. I currently work in aged care as a hospitality assistant.
Do you enjoy that job?
I do. I've done a few different things, but I particularly enjoy this. Talking to the older residents. Helping them. I like that sort of thing.
Does it feel rewarding?
It does. It does feel rewarding. Has its up and downs. Like with any job.
Yeah.
But I currently like doing it. I do. I do miss when I worked in the animal industry for 8 or 9 years because animals were really my thing. When I was 11, I decided I wanted to work with animals, and then it's how the tide shifts.
Yeah,
it does, and I just needed some stability. But I certainly have found my place in aged care. Quite enjoy it. Yeah, okay. It's good.
What about you, Lachie?
Yeah, I can say I do enjoy my workplace. Being my own boss and doing what I want, and going out and doing jobs for my company and that sort of stuff. So,
how long have you been there for?
Believe it or not, I've been there for 9.5 years, nearly 10 years. So, yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah. So, and you enjoy that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, there's as Jess said, there's ups and downs with my workplace. I mean, I just prefer my place to be out on the road rather than doing what I usually do on a day-to-day basis. But yeah, it's still good. I'm looking for something else, in the long run, but we'll see where that goes. So,
do you guys feel supported at your current employment, or do you feel like people understand neurodivergence, or there's not enough information?
Where I currently am, there's, they have, when I applied for this place, they have the, tick of approval, we're all about diversity, inclusion, and all that, and it's never been an issue. When I had the interview, I was quite honest about what I had, and that was not an issue. So that's probably a first for me.
Yeah.
It's never been an issue. Half of my people I work with, they wouldn't even know that I even have autism. Get the same reaction of, oh, really? You don't look autistic. That typical remark, and I go,
how do you feel about that remark?
I pretty much hate it. That's just a real past. It's just a stigma that will always stick. It's like, do you have to look a certain, certain way? You do, and that's where the non-understanding is. It's not people's fault. It's just they don't get it. But a lot of my co-workers, they wouldn't even know. Half of them don't even know I have anything. So,
what about you, Lockie?
It's different it's different from Jess's workplace to mine. I work with support employees a whole lot, and there is quite a lots of ups and downs and bumps and that sort of stuff. I mean, there's been times I've felt supported, and other times I haven't felt supported. That's just the nature of my workplace, unfortunately. It's just, it's just a dynamic has changed, where they used to support us and it's all just about production and that sort of stuff, and it's just shifted a little bit. And it's not just me. Everyone in my workplace feels it. They're like, they feel the same way. So
do you guys feel like you're able to advocate for yourself wherever you go?
Yes, I do now. I feel, I do have the confidence. Maybe a few years ago, no way. No, I think that just comes up with a built up of resilience and strength on your own. But I can definitely advocate for myself now more than I could.
What about you, Lockie?
Yeah, I could say the same as well. Volunteering at the Rodney Fox Shark Museum has definitely helped as well. I just really shine there, and it's really just brought that out of me, really, to put it towards other areas and that sort of stuff. So
that's awesome. Do you guys feel like you have to mask while you're at work, or at this point in your life feel like you're masking?
Not for me personally, because everyone knows that, the ups and downs of everyone, and also, the good days and bad days. Sometimes,
What does a bad day look for you?
For me, it's typically when I go really quiet. I'm not myself, and my workplace definitely knows when something's up because I'm not myself. I don't smile, and those are the key traits. I'll come upstairs and smile and be energetic, and on a bad day, it's I don't smile. I just go, shake the head or just go quiet, and they're like, all right, come on, let's go for a chat, and it all comes out there. So not every day is a bad day, just odd day or so.
Yeah.
Especially when specific traumatic things that happen. There could be anything that happens out on the road or whatever. Just, everyone just knows that, when I'm rattled, it's, I definitely need a talking to and that sort of stuff. So I can let it all out. I can, just be whatever's bothering me or that type of thing. And they always make the time for it and that sort of stuff. So.
What about you, Jess?
As a female with autism, definitely it's such a trait now that's known more about, that females mask more, which they do. And I don't think that will ever change, because I definitely do it on a weekly basis, especially when dealing with things at work. For me, masking is when, this is something I've learned over time, I'll laugh off something.
You what, sorry?
I will laugh off something.
Okay.
I'll make it not sound like a big deal. Lockie's seen that, That's a typical trait I found, women with autism do. And just obviously make it look like everything's fine.
When it's really not.
No, when it's really not. So, it really is a weekly thing doing that. Yeah.
Do you feel like sometimes that can be disabling for you?
Yes, it can, because I think we go to that. It's a coping mechanism, is what it is, masking, and it's like, if I don't do it, then I'm not going to cope to get through this day or deal with this person in front of me. So if I just rely on that, and then I'll decompress, when I finish work usually, or in whatever scenario it is. So
What does decompressing look like for you?
Decompressing for me is like journaling, like, write in my diary, do any of the things that I really like to do, reading, those sorts of things, like just normal hobby.
Yeah.
Normal hobbies, just even going to the gym is a big thing for me, part of a mental health side of things. So, yeah, those things always help.
What do you guys look forward to the future?
Well, I obviously look forward to having, a very fruitful, relationship with Lachie, which we already are, just honestly years with him, honestly, and just getting to do all the fun things that we've talked about we want to do. We've only been dating nearly 8 months now, and, it's still really early days. And I look forward to maybe continuing on to do study that I completed this year. That'd be nice.
What did you complete this year?
A certificate 2 in Auslan through TAFE. So it'd be nice to continue on with that. And
hopefully get employment in that area?
Oh, possibly. We definitely will not be easy whatsoever. But yeah, that's my hope for. So yeah.
What about you, Lachie?
Yeah, I could pretty much say the same with Jess, to see where things go and have years with Jess and doing the things I love, like seeing where the Shark Museum goes and keeping up with all the motorsports, archery and collecting all sorts of stuff. And where
What
things
things
go.
do you collect?
It's like Lego Speed Champions and Transformers mainly. So
What's that? The first one you said?
Lego Speed Champions is like the little like cars, like model cars and that sort of stuff. So
you have a full room?
pretty much, yeah.
Oh my God, Jess.
Yeah, he does. Obviously, anyone who's autistic will
You'll have to have
on
a
the
special
spectrum.
Yeah.
They have a special interest. His is I learned Transformers and that. I like
Sharks as well.
Yes, and sharks.
So when did you like sharks? When you were really little?
Yeah, it was pretty much like, the typical, like you're into dinosaurs and then goes into, the sharks. And it all started really when I saw Rodney Fox's talk for the first time in the Burnside Library. And I told my mum about, the megalodon, the prehistoric shark. And she's like, no, it wasn't real. And anyway, we went to the table and there was a tooth of it there. And I was just like, yeah, it's real. And it's, ever since then, I just had a fascination of sharks. It's just, they're misunderstood. And I take it sharks is misunderstood with people with a disability. There's so many like controversial stuff about it. It's like, the similarities are quite there. So
That's awesome. Good hobbies. What about you, Jess? Do you have a hobby?
Yes, mine is Japanese animation.
Okay.
Which
So you're anime? Is that anime? Yes.
Yes. That's been an interest for a few number of years.
What are you watching? What's the latest?
Currently a lot will know. Currently rewatching Sailor Moon, which is quite a well-known one. I won't give you any other titles because you won't have any idea.
I've heard of Sailor Moon because I used to watch it with my son when he was little.
Yes, there was things like, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Dragon Ball Z. I grew up with all of those, and then my interest in it didn't really take off until I moved here.
Oh, okay.
The culture here, and you get into going into conventions, dressing up as your favorite character. It's such the pop culture side of things here is so big. So my interest a lot lies in pop culture, also all the other things.
So you would dress up as well when you go to the anime convention?
Yeah, I'll just pretty much say I'm a full on nerd, honestly. Yeah.
So Jess and Lachie, what brought you here today? Why did you say yes to this interview?
Because I've never been included in anything like this before. I knew V would probably want me in this, probably, because of how much V has reached out to me personally for feedback and that. When she put this to me, I thought, oh my Lord. But yeah, obviously, yes, it was out of a place of interest. It was, I don't, and there's a lot of, there's a lot of podcasts about disability, diversity, all that sort of thing. But not what's going on here in Adelaide. You know, this is what's going on here, not the, you know, we're just, you're going to put that out to the rest of the world. So I thought, you know, it's not nice to be a part of that sort of thing. And I thought when I approached Lachie about it, I thought it'd be something he might want to be a part of as well. Because a big thing for me, I didn't think, as I said before, I didn't think I'd be, you know, off camera, you know, I'd be walking out with a boyfriend. So, yeah.
And Jess is also our poster girl. I don't know if you guys can see. That's her at the event.
Over here, guys.
Event. Yeah.
Right here.
So she's my cover girl. So if you guys might see her at like the Eventbrite, she's my Eventbrite model. And yeah, she's on this one as well because it was a good photo. You were smiling, you were happy. And out of all the group I saw, when I had to talk, because I was really nervous that day, I looked at you because you had a big smile. And I was like, I'll just look at her because she looks friendly.
Yeah. I don't know how I ended up agreeing to this, honestly.
What about you, Lachie?
Yeah, I just thought this would be an interesting opportunity to, you know, do a podcast and talk about all this sort of stuff, which I've never done before. So, you know, it's just good to share the story and weigh in on a lot of things, and hopefully that helps someone out there to realise they're not alone and it's okay to feel different.
Yeah. I wanted to thank you guys so much for coming. I know it's I probably did ask for a lot, but I'm so happy you came, just because I want the spotlight on you guys, and so people can understand and, you know, slowly make this word a little bit better and make it more inclusive. Is there anything that you guys would like to say to end the interview?
Yes, you know, we're glad to be a part of this. I never thought going to this event back in April would lead to any of this. And
Neither did I.
I can say the same thing as well.
That's just funny, the journey of life. And I think what V's got going on here is a very good thing. And, you know, it's just...
No, I agree.
Yeah, it's just gonna grow, and you know, the more events you do, the more people, you know, gonna feel like, oh, like, you know, there's something there for everyone, you know, because the word neurodiversity goes into many different areas, you know, people who have anxiety or ADHD, anything like that. There's not really any place for not everybody wants to go meet someone like at a speed dating event, like dating. So if someone was say if you're looking for a friend or a you know, a partner, whatever it is you want, there's not really a space for anyone on the neurodivergent spectrum to congregate like a gathering. So just having this in Adelaide, you know, it's a great thing. I think it's in the growing works, the baby stages, but it's just, I believe 2025 will hopefully hold some good things for you. She's already got stuff going on, you know, if you go look on the website, Mingle Co. Yeah, definitely go look, guys.
I think you should take over. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. This is Lachie and Jess.